So, we pick up on the morning of the 1st of Uktar. Cold outside, barely above freezing, little flurries of snow in the air, and the ground is hard underfoot. You pick up actually at lunchtime in the Cup and Rat after meeting with Marius, the tabaxi from the Khan. And the plan is to meet back up after dinner to equip and then head into the sewers. The HOA head over to let Ardad know the plans and to advise Tedda and Colas to head their way. There's been no contact from Colas and Tedda to the ship or since. The group head through some back alleys to a random shack in Dark Orchard, and underneath there's yet another cellar basement thing that's been dug out, and this time it's like an armory type deal, so everyone gets to rearm themselves back to their traditional garb. Claire and Cassette ignore Silverius's meaningful stares and take splint and scale instead of breastplate. They don't care about how much noise they make, it turns out. They want the protection. And then the Hand of Ages attempt to walk down a gentle slope and fail miserably. Bardor managed to get a 21 stealth off a natural one. Yes, everyone tumbles down in a giant heap at the bottom of the... Oh no, actually not everyone. Half the group ends up in a giant heap. And the tunnels lead for a while, winding a little bit here and there in the vague direction of the city. Out of nowhere, a unusually sized rodent attacks, and Bardor easily dispatches of it. Then 3 more come, surround Smokey, and just everyone fails miserably with attack rolls until Eska is able to snipe one and Bardor slices the other 2. The party finally makes it out of the stone sewer pipe into a large metal pipe. It goes about 15 feet wide. And it's quite clear looking forward that this is the large central artery pipe that had been discussed before. Smokey, Bardor, and Eska creep forward with Edox perched on, I think we decided Bardor, looking for possible good routes, and spot a group up ahead in a wider section of the tunnels. There is some light up ahead, and then Bardor is able to, well, in fact, everyone's able to see once you get up to that sort of crossroads area that Eska, Bardor, and Smokey are at. Looking ahead, you can see a couple of guards, the guard captain, and perhaps more importantly, a weaver. There's an attempt to dive down some of the side passages and be quiet. Smokey tosses a coin to decide on the route. The coin drops into the water. Everyone tries to grab it, and there's a little sort of sound of fumbling as the coin into the water. Eska tries to imitate a large rat noise, but does not do a very good job. And one of the guards starts heading in the direction of the 3.5 members of the Hand of Ages. So that is where we're picking up, as one of the guards is moving towards. Is everybody on the right map? Let me check that. Yes. Okay. So everyone, you should be looking at the sort of right-hand side of the map. And so you'll see we have Eska, Smokey, Bardor. You see 1, 2 guards start heading in the general direction of the disturbance. Let me please from the 4 people there, so that would be including E-Dog. There we go. Let me please get a roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're just
Does that include me?
Nope.
Okay, just
Not
making
yet.
sure.
And for just to make sure on my screen, Silvarius is in the dark.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I can only see myself in the dark, so that I was just making sure.
What can Claire see?
She's
No problem.
no, she's a dwarf.
What in the world?
That's correct.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Perfect. That's good. Don't worry, you guys will emerge. Okay.
You've abandoned us.
Mm.
You're like, forget this.
I'm very confused about what has happened with this turn order.
so I was not. Oh, I didn't click on my my character name. That's
Okay.
why that happened. But Key
So
Doc's
that's
got
actually-
11.
Okay, let me...
I got 17. I also am bad about the initiative thing.
I got a 20.
It's been so long since we rolled initiative.
No.
We need to just
Me-
practice every session.
Okay, Kidok's got an 11. Adore. Okay, I don't know
I
why
have
Cosette is
11.
on there right now. Let me remove you. Smokey has an 11, not a 7. That's confusing. Remove Claire. Remove Silvarius. Remove one of the bar doors. Okay, there we go.
Did you put more people on the tracker? Because I just got Bardur and Kidot.
Same.
Same.
Weird. Okay. Let me remove Smokey and Eska that aren't actually there. And let me re-add you. That turn.
I see me now.
That turn. Alright, you said Eska has a 17. Smokey has an 11. So,
Nice.
Okay, that good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay. So, Bardor.
Mm-hmm.
Let me move you back where you roughly were. You see these 2 guys coming towards you. They are currently about 50, 60 feet away.
What do
You guys have no light source right now. Oh, you can also see down the corridor a little bit. I should.
Yay. What do they look human or elven or
One on the left looks human. The one on the right you think might be it's definitely shorter from here. A little bit hard to tell, but probably halfling or gnome, you would think.
okay? I am. Excuse me. Pardon. I am going to make a step onto the right to try to just take cover and be quiet.
Okay. Make another stealth check for me, please.
I don't really want to, considering the way things have been going.
You
let's
got
see.
this.
Yeah. Man. I don't know. It's 19. Apparently, I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Disadvantage for some reason. Confusing. Okay.
Yes.
19. All right, you can. So you slip to the side.
Whoop. Is
So
Key
from,
Doc sitting
Key
on my
Doc's going.
shoulder?
He is. Yeah, he goes with.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He has zero choice in the matter.
Yeah.
He is gone.
He is okay. I am just going to, knock an arrow and hold an action to shoot my bow in if they make any aggressive movements towards us.
Okay. Understood. Eska.
Yeska.
What do you want to do?
Let me ask you a question. Is there enough room to fit past Bardur?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't come over here.
Be a little tight, but yes.
So I'm going to crouch and try to slip behind Bardur. Like so.
Okay, please make a stealth check for me.
I shall. Where is it? There we go. Boom. 15?
Okay. You roll a 15. There's a little light splashing. Very gentle as you move. Harder. Why? Do. There. Aha. The shorter guard takes a couple more steps. Oh, is there someone there? Announce yourselves. And then turns back and just says, "Come." And kind of waits there. Smoky. What would you like to do?
I would like to try to... Is there enough room for me to fit through that tunnel with the rest of them on the right? I'll try to... Or is it too tight?
It is tight. Especially now that there's two there, so you've got to squeeze past two. It's doable, but it might be harder to do it quiet now that there's two there.
I will go to the left then. I'll try to
Understood.
move myself. Maybe it'll let me do it. Okay. There. Okay.
Okay, please roll a stealth check for me.
Oh.
Ooh, there's the
No. I was
Not
rolling so
question.
good.
Before you
I was...
before you say anything,
Yeah.
believe Pass Without a Trace might still be active.
So it's an 11.
Oh,
But I
boy.
rolled
Wait,
a
what?
1, so it doesn't matter.
It is. Look, this is. I vote Smokey out of the group.
Skill.
Yes.
I rolled the dice, and this dice was rolling in the teens every time, and the other one wasn't rolling bad either. So I was like, okay, let me go with the one that's rolling in the teens. First thing I roll.
So
It's impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
we're just gonna have to kill some people.
So you step to the right, and your paw gets caught in the grate
Mm-hmm.
in the bottom of the thing, and you stumble. You don't fall, you just stumble a little. But there's a loud splash. As that happens, you hear one of the guards up ahead start running down towards. And he says, "Bring some light. We need some light now." And he starts heading down towards the dark tunnel. And you do see as you kind of head into that tunnel. So you've got like this tunnel leading off straight in front of you. I'm going to just turn you so that straight in front of you means something temporarily. There's a very narrow tunnel that leads off to your right almost immediately from where you're at. Leads into another slightly larger space. You can see there's a bunch of derelict crates piled up on one side. Can't see a lot else because of the angles. It's a bit weird. You do see another entrance to another tunnel just a little ways up from you on the right. And then just to sort of like the edge of your vision, you see it widen again as if you don't know if it's going into like another T-junction or something else, but it definitely is opening up into a bigger space up ahead. So you've only moved like 10 feet, so you can go further if you want. To maintain stealth, you can still only move half speed though.
Okay.
Now, granted, you know you just splashed. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'll leave that at your discretion.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay. I will move. I'll just try to. What do I have? 30 feet. My normal movement, so I can move 15. So, and I moved. You said I moved 10 so far.
Yes. Yeah, 5, 10.
Oh, so I can
That'd
only.
be 20.
So okay, so I'd have to move there.
Okay, that's fine. And then remind me, how far back do we say the others had been tracking?
What?
Was it 30 or 60 feet?
I think you had said
60.
60.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like not too far. Not because we wanted to be within sprinting distance,
Right.
roughly, to be able to get up.
Righty-ho. Doo-doo-doo. Can I undo? I can. Very happy about that. And it's just a straight. We're just going to do this. Do this. Can you see any of this at the bottom? Probably not, right?
I
I
can't
think-
see anything further down.
Okay.
Yeah, the screen's
Can you
got
see
bigger.
that there? Okay. We're doing some very high quality work here. High quality. Okay, and then let me just measure that. You can see that now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can now.
That's an extension of the corridor.
That is just yes.
Okay.
The corridor extensionizing, as you say.
Resist all sarcasm. Just note that.
Gonna pop these chaps in right here. A little bit of a rotatio. I kind of imagine
The
it's still
pre-production
walking
green
down.
screen.
Is that the light coming in?
Is what a light coming
No,
in?
I'm just saying it's so bright and green because it's the light coming in from
Oh.
the sewer, from outside the sewer.
There.
No, so the the clankers are like all silhouetted coming down like badasses to dig us out of problems. They're like, all right, no more stealth, time to kill.
We just whip
Okay.
out shades out of nowhere.
Yep.
So you guys are. This is basically 60 feet from the edge here. Right at 60 feet. That worked out well. So you can't see what's going. Well, okay. Actually, that's false. I've misspoken. Edox can relay to you, Silverius, what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
On his turn, which would be now.
He relates to. Oh, go ahead.
So, I mean, you would have presumably been looking anyway, so you would have seen that unfold. So that being the case, let's do this, and do this. I feel like that one may have changed things. So if you will, each click on your character on the screen and then roll for initiative.
Oh yeah, 10.
There we go.
That's as good as it gets for cassette.
Um,
You're quite fine.
My screen froze.
So, you will still get to have an amount of action now, insofar as,
Oh my god.
you kind of communicate with Kedox and see what's going on. So, Silverius, regardless of initiative, I'll let you decide what you want to do right now, and then we'll sort.
Well, first of all, yes, the Varus 60.
Nice.
He the Varus comes back too, and he's like, "Damn Smokey." And 1 hour later,
Definitely.
and
Well
he
worth waiting for, that 3. Perfect.
I'm having problems. I'm sorry. And he will give the Clarion Cosset just a quick heads up and off to a rocky start.
Is he saying this quietly or is this in his normal voice?
That's a whisper growl.
Okay, just checking. Yeah.
Our cover is completely blown. And then he is going to go back into Kedox and this is a fairly clean worked sewer system, right?
Define clean work.
Like if I don't even know if this makes sense. Is there an option of stealth flight if I wanted to attempt it with Kedox at like half speed, which would be 30 feet of flight?
He could fly quietly, yes. Whether he would necessarily avoid being seen or not is a different question.
Because like a
He could
quiet
definitely fly quietly.
a quiet flight with him just staring at him like, look at that quiet dragon, is not a good one. All right.
He would have seen that there was a human and a gnome heading his way. For what that's worth.
Okay. This corridor behind Esco, how far down does that go?
That is an excellent question. I'm glad you asked. It is about 30 feet, and then it opens up into a T-junction.
to a T junction. All right. So Keox would kind of like leap off of Bardur's shoulder and crawl along the wall and like just peek out around the corner and kind of put eyes on the two, and then look back towards the corridor and fly 30 feet past Eska to the T junction. And if it's a T, look to the left at the T, or I guess both.
Yeah, you could definitely look at both. Not a problem. So let me find that right part of the map. There we go. So he looks down to the right. It continues down for about 20-25 feet, and then turns again to the right. To the left, it's like almost immediately after the turn to the left, there's another turn to the right, and then it continues straight on into another T-junction.
Okay, so that's heading to a weird way.
Here, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna. Hopefully, this doesn't destroy everything for everybody. We'll see.
Whoa.
Blair Witch symbols are back.
Yeah. So basically, this is the that's the information you now have as far as what's going on the map.
Okay. All right, so this is a T junction right there.
Yes.
I misinterpreted that.
That's why I wanted to show you, so you could get a better feel for it, because it's tricky. And the maps were complicated.
Okay. Kedox seeing that, he would fly to, I would say that, yeah, I mean, there's a general sense of the shapes of this underground. Kedox would fly to the last T junction and view down the corridor that he would presume is the continuing or the connected corridor.
Gotcha. In that instance, he would see this. There's a little weird nook there. And as he there's a bunch of crates and barrels that again look in mostly disrepair in that nook that's off to the right on that little corridor. And he can now see. Reveal back on this now. Boop. And then I'm going to plop you back over here again.
Yeah.
So he's just off screen on that corridor that's just up from where Bardor is.
Okay.
So if you want, just pop him up in that general vicinity somewhere. No, we can kind of vaguely keep track of where he is.
Okay.
Okay.
So Bardur and Eska see him hop, look around, and fly back.
So what? He's back with Silvarius in theory, or he just?
No, he flew
Oh, okay.
behind
flew right.
Eska and around the corner.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, Bardor, you are up. You see Smokey disappear into a little side passage after making a ruckus. Kedox has just zipped off your shoulder and away. Down some corridors. you hear some kind of you hear some splashing coming down in your general direction.
Does it look like the dinosaur thing's coming?
You haven't seen it move yet. But when the gnome said come, it kind of like snapped attention to him.
I'm gonna whisper to Eska and say, better let the other ones know what's up. And I am going to I think follow Kedox.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I don't necessarily know if I would have seen exactly what he was doing, but I'm gonna take the same idea of trying to get a different angle.
Okay. And as a reminder, it'll be half movement to maintain stealth. You can use
boy.
you can use your action to dash stealthily. That's permissible.
Okay.
But you're looking at a behind Eska. There's it's like 30 feet to the T junction.
So I can't even get to the T junction. Because I'm slow. Unless I wanted to do that, but that would still be slow. I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
So I will kind of run off the board, I guess.
Yeah, give me 1 second, and I will tend to that.
Well, I got this new map. Like,
Ooh. Okay. So now I have a Bador about here-ish. We got a key dog here-ish. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Oh, yep, there we go.
I see
just saw
that.
Kedox move. All right. I apologize for those who have slightly slower systems that may be struggling with some of this. I hadn't intended to jump back and forth like this, but that's how we're doing it. In an ideal world, maybe I would have been able to put these all onto one thing.
is left side, right side map world.
There just would have been the map would have been too big, so I had to figure out some way of splitting it up, which is how we ended up here.
Everybody gets to see their own individual map.
Kinda. And then one more thing. Yes, you go up there. Then
Sorry, YouTubers.
it's all right. Rich will cut that out.
I will not cut anything out.
I need.
He's gonna cut that out, but
Yeah. No, I'm just going to move it so it sounds like he's saying it to you guys. Every time one of you
everyone
guys
but
move.
Rich.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I'm trying to make a really difficult decision.
Okay, we got one here. We got one here. No one can really see what's happening up there anyway right now on that map. Okay. All right. For now, we've switched over to right map. Oh, great! Turn order followed. That's a relief. I hadn't even realized that. That makes my life a lot easier. Okay, so that was Bardor. What are you doing as an action?
Forward Bardor.
Yes.
Oh, that was basically it. So I was trying to run so I was doing half, or basically having to go half speed. So my action was running.
Okay. And you're happy to stop at that point?
Yeah,
You've got this down here as well.
I honestly.
So to your...
I actually don't. I think I would be one in actually, because I've only got movement speed of 25.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yep. I was being dense. Yes.
No, you're okay.
Correct.
I'm sticking with the dwarves are not as fast as humans.
I was still trying to give you 50 feet is my point. That's where I was going wrong. You can't have that.
Yeah.
So to your right, you see the corridor that goes down about 20, 25 feet, and then it turns off to the right again,
Okay.
and you can't see what's going on there. Okay. So that's Bardor's turn. Eska.
I'm trying to make a decision on
Good.
whether to continue this approach or whether to go attempt a different approach that's a bit all or nothing.
Well, I think you know where I stand.
Do what Eska would do.
Yep.
I stand behind that.
It's tricky to know what Eska would do. Okay, I think right now I think we're going to go for it because I don't think Eska trusts after Smokey's noise and after them saying they're going to get light. I feel like Eska is worried that this is going to go poorly. So, and she's worried that
Dimension
Weaveworm
doors.
is yeah. She's also worried that Weaveworm is about to be here and that could be a problem. So, what she's going to do is she's going to drop the longbow, or she's going to place the longbow into the water and her quiver into the water. She's just going to let that sort of slip into the... yeah. And she's going to... As she's doing that, because she's kind of crouched down, as she does that, she actually splashes some of the whatever is down here onto her. Onto her
Gross.
face and whatnot, yeah. And then she is going to cast Alter Self on herself.
Okay.
Let's see, submit. There we go. And she is going to take the form of an old human male with a long straggly beard and grey straggling hair and quite malnourished looking. And I suppose I can actually just make myself actually look dirty. So I'm going to make myself look pretty filthy. Like my hair is all matted and such. And then she is going to stump...
Question.
Yes.
How are you casting the spell?
How close are they? I suppose it depends on if you decide that my verbal components are not whispered. If that is the case, I will subtly cast it. If you feel like you have to sort of speak out loud, then I would subtly cast.
I've reached for the book. Please hold. See what it says.
I'm certainly willing to do that if you feel that's appropriate.
I'm just curious to see exactly how it
How it describes it.
describes it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it says, most spells require the chanting of mystic words. The words themselves aren't the source of the spell's power, rather the combination of sounds with specific pitch and resonance set the threads of magic in motion. So, I would say you could do a sleight of voice attempt, which essentially would just be another stealth check.
I think under the circumstances, Eska is not going to take the chance. She's going to use that inbuilt ability to silence that.
Okay. So just somatic in that case. In which case, yes. So you transform, you take on this other appearance. And currently none of your teammates see that happen. Because it looks like Bardor is looking down the other way, Smokey is off in a little corridor.
Yep.
Claire Severus and Cassette see light moving far ahead of them, but not, and some shadows like in the light that are moving, but that's about it. And then you cast a spell and do what?
She's going to stagger around the corner, and she's just going to say, she's going to kind of call out, Ratty, Ratty, where are you? And head in the general direction of the guards.
Make a performance check with advantage.
That's a 21.
It is a 21. Okay, please move yourself as is fit.
30. And she's going to be sort of looking to the sides of and sort of stumbling slightly and looking towards the sides of the corridor.
Okay. As you glance right, you can just make out Edox sitting next to, or perched probably on a crate.
Mm-hmm.
A little ways down the corridor, behind some other crates, quite well out of view. Up ahead, let's see, you've got what, 60 feet, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
you can now see everything that's happening in this room ahead of you. So again, there's a bunch more of these crates. There's definitely a lot of storage happening in this area, which is a little odd.
Yeah.
You can see all of the guards. So you see what you kind of take as, I don't know, some sort of higher up guard. No idea rank or whatever. Obviously.
Maybe he's like a shift lead or something.
Could well be. Key holder. And then you see the weave worm up ahead. The weave worm, you notice, does not appear to be agitated, though it does seem to be on alert.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you saw that one time in the market.
Yeah.
Or market docks. Its fin is down, and it's just kind of looking around, sniffing. And now that it's seen you, it's definitely locked eyes on you. But as have the guards.
Oh, and there's torchlight down there, right?
There's two braziers burning.
Okay.
Either side of the passageway that you can just see on the right.
Okay.
So that area is well lit up now. So you can see everyone clearly. You have on the left, moving towards you, is the human guard On basically straight ahead of you is the gnome. Right far back behind where the weaveworm is, there is some sort of elf type person. You can see some pointy ears. You can see there. A little on the taller side. And then you have the shift leader, whatever we're calling him. He appears to be human. And then lastly, someone who appeared to have been recently sitting down is kicked over a chair and appears to be striding towards the brazier. Looks like a female half-orc.
Okay.
And they are, now that they've seen you, they are definitely paying attention.
I sort of, yeah, I mean, I'm just continuing and sort of calling out, Ratty!
Okay. Sylvaris, you're up next.
Until they react, basically.
You hear from up ahead where you thought your friends were, you hear what sounds like a haggard old voice calling out for Ratty. And you can kind of make out the shape that comes out of one of the side corridors that may or may not have been where your friends were. It's really hard to tell. But, and then you can tell that they're moving away from you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick. So how would we want to? Because I'm thinking, I mean, Eska's kind of done this transformation thing every now and then, right? That we've known. Well, no.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know if you've ever seen her do this.
I think only out in the streets with, I can't even remember if I saw that with the elf, that the other elf.
Right.
You were in the shop, I think.
I think so. I don't know if Kedox saw her do that. He
Okay.
just was following the other elf.
We're gonna act like not, and then Sylvaris is gonna pop back into himself real quick with a puzzling look, and
I am not entirely sure what is happening. An old man has appeared and is moving towards the guards. Stay quiet.
and he's gonna go back into Kedox, and at that site, stay there and just like observe. Which he can't move Kedox anyways, but yeah, he's gonna. That's what he's gonna. He has no idea what to do. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, understood. So, Eska, you see as you appear, the half-orc gets over to the brazier, dips a torch in there, lights up the torch. We're going to add... We get one of these. Something like this. That's not nearly big enough. Oh, I see. That's fine. That's fine. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. So now we've got this mobile torch coming towards you. And at the same time, the gnome hurries down, hisses back behind him. Come on, let's go. And you see the weaveworm scurry towards you with slightly alarming pace. And it it gets in pretty close.
If you'll allow
The-
me a reaction, I will say, "Oh."
Allow that.
Record show.
Well, yeah.
The gnome glares at you and says, "You, what are you doing down here? State your purpose now."
I lost Ratty. Did you see him come through?
The shift leader heads towards you as well. Says, "Now look here, you know these places are off limits."
But Ratty, I was down under the bridge and he ran in here. I just thought I'd get him, and then I got a bit turned around. It's very dark in here.
Okay, we're going to temporarily pause the initiative. If anybody wants to do anything while this conversation is taking place, let me know. But for now, we will just continue the conversation.
I would like to move if I would, because I would take a look. If I look to the left, would I see key docks?
Yes.
Okay. If I look behind me, I wouldn't see Eska. Can I make a roll to see if I figured out that this is Eska doing shenanigans?
Yes.
Put
This would be
a lot of faith in them dice there.
Yes.
Hold on.
Let's make this a classic history check.
Please don't do that.
Any way that Phil can find to make it a history check, he will.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Do you think this would be analytical skill or awareness and intuition?
Dexterity.
Yeah, right. Probably some sort of intuition.
I'll let you make a straight wisdom roll.
All right.
Claire, I appreciate the face.
Yep.
Thank you.
I was about to say, good face.
Nice that you just got those on tap.
Oh,
You know
dear.
what? It was on a 20. It was on a 20, and then it went over. And then it went to a 2, which is a 4.
I'm going to get an arrow in my back, aren't I?
You're not necessarily going to get an arrow on your back, but you definitely have a very confused Bardor.
Yeah. Okay.
I really want to
Well-
just wild shape into
Yeah.
Ratty, but
They've got reinforcements.
All right.
Yeah, like
well,
Smokey has no idea what's going on.
I know he doesn't know you guys well enough to know what your tricks are. So I just feel like, and he's also terrified to move. So I think he's just gonna stay where he's at.
oh, yeah. And yeah. This is great. This is going great.
Smokey, why don't you also make a wisdom check to see? Your DC is definitely higher than Bardor's.
Wisdom to see if he wants to stay with us.
And if I keep
He's
rolling
entered a
ones,
whole
it's
new
not.
dungeon.
Smokey, get your things and
Okay,
head off the
it
island.
wasn't a 1, guys. Just a straight wisdom, right? So 13.
Okay. Unfortunately, not quite enough.
Dang it.
So you are also hella confused. There was not
Eska's
an
work
old
here is
man
done.
last you knew.
Everybody is confused.
Yeah.
I mean, weirdly, the fact that your performance roll is so high has probably made it harder for them to figure out what's going on.
Way to
Yeah,
go,
that's
Eska.
Too believable.
Really bad.
It's true.
I should have just
So-
walked out and said, "I am an old man."
I want to go over to where Kedox is
Greetings, fella old men.
at and talk to him. Yeah, right. I'm just gonna tell Kedox it was like Eska's disappeared and an old man's down here now.
You get
Tell-
this equally confused nod shake.
Yeah, I'm just like, tell everybody else. Because granted, I told Eska to tell everybody else what was happening, and she just walked out.
Or was taken. You don't know.
Well, I don't know where she went, but I'm just saying, out of character, I know what's going on, but in character, it's like she just disappeared.
Right?
Again.
So, Eska, would you keep moving towards them as they close in on you?
But at this point, I'm sort of stopping with my hands up in my eyes to shade them from the bright light.
Okay.
And, just saying my story.
Okay. So they kind of advance a bit like this. And actually this guy's gonna come over here. And so the shift leader kind of takes over the conversation. Says, "What are you talking about? What rat?"
Well, he's about so big, and he's quite scruffy, and he answers to the name of Ratty.
You got a rat that answers to the name Ratty?
Well, I think it suits him.
The gnome backs up slightly after getting a smell. You notice the weaveworm is sniffing intently. Nothing's changed. There's like a slight hint of color on it, like a little glow.
I
but it's
probably do cower from it a little bit, because I imagine the townsfolk, if even townsfolk that know they're here, would be kind of scared by one approaching. So there is a little sort of fear in my eyes and I'm sort of cowering from the light and sort of also intimidated by the presence of the worm. Well, and I suppose all the guards in my face. It's like
Yeah.
yeah. 3 police cars have just rolled up around me and jumped out.
Well, look, your damn rat's not down here, okay? We've been here for hours. We would have seen a rat that's so big. And gestures accordingly.
If you see him, could you send him out?
If we see him, we're gonna feed him to our drake.
No. He never hurt a
Shit.
fly. Well, he does like flies, but he never hurt anything else.
Took the wrong tunnel, mister.
How? Which way? It's so dark. I think I've been going in circles. Which way is out? Could you point me?
He sighs and said, and just kind of turns to the gnome to his side and says, "You handle this. I'm done." And he turns away and heads back. The human kind of goes back a little bit, but keeps watching. The elf kind of returns back over. The half-orc gnome is still there for now, as is the weaveworm. And the gnome just says, "Look, I don't know how you got down here, but to get out, turn right around behind you, go past that next crossroads, just keep going.
So
That'll take you back to Dark Orchard where you belong. That's the quickest route out of here, and the safest way for you.
so just straight.
Just straight.
Okay, I think I could do that.
Where did you come in anyway?
Under the bridge.
What bridge? There's a lot of bridges.
Just outside the meanderings.
Make a persuasion roll.
persuasion. Yeah. 20?
I may have rolled a natural one on insight.
Huzzah!
That's both ways. All right, just go. All right, don't come back here.
I'm sorry,
Don't look
sir.
for Ratty ever again. He's gone.
Oh.
Because if we don't find him, something else probably will. And there's a lot worse than us down here.
I'll have to find a new Ratty.
No shortage of rats. Now piss off. The orc turns and heads back next to the fire.
I will begin to stumble my way back down the tunnel.
Let me get a perception check, please, from Smoky Bud or everybody. Just everybody, except Eska.
I feel like even Eska doesn't know what's going on.
9.
22.
Dude. Kedox or
21.
Savarius?
Sorry, what was that?
Kedox or
Eli?
Savarius?
Both.
Kedox 15, Savarius 17.
Okay. Everybody except Cosette got
Oh,
enough
boy.
of that conversation to know what was going on.
Cosette is gonna just rock Eska.
Give me the old uppercut.
Now, to be clear, what I mean is, Cosette, you didn't really you heard a conversation was going on, but you just couldn't make out what was happening.
Okay, makes sense.
Everyone else heard the like you don't know what's going on insofar as you still don't know that's Eska, but you do know that the old man has kind of been dismissed and is heading back down towards the direction of Claire, Silveris, and Cosette.
Quick, yeah, take up ambush positions. We gotta knock him out in one hit.
So,
You remember the
Eska,
bullet? 2.0.
as you continue walking down, how does that take place exactly?
I'll continue in the same vein for the moment. I will sort of slosh, but I'm not going to go stealthy. And I will occasionally say, Ratty, you're not on the way out, are you? Are you down here? And I will just, I'll sort of head straight this way. And I'll keep going. Probably when I get down,
So you can see them now.
Oh, because of the torchlight. Oh, you mean I can see my friends?
You can see your friends.
I will glance over my shoulder to see how intently they're looking at me.
The gnome is still looking down in your direction. Everyone else seems to have lost interest.
And when Kedox loses sight of the old man, Silvaris will pop back into himself and just let them know that
The old man is heading our way.
and take a second to look. Wow, it's pitch fucking black. He'll say that and just kind of listen.
I'm assuming you're not being too cautious to hide your steps,
Me?
Eska? Yeah.
No, I'm purposely not being cautious.
Okay, so the three of you can hear. And you would say that you've got to be at least 60 feet away from the gnome now.
Okay, once I get, basically beyond that dark vision, I will continue my gait, but I will let my form drop. So I'll continue to sort of slosh in a sort of walking way. But as I approach up to them, it will be Eska.
Okay.
And I suppose once that, hopefully they realize that as I get closer.
With the sound approaching, Savarius's hand will kind of like reach out and like, if he can find Claire, he'll grab her and be like,
Where is he?
Claire, you see Eska walking up towards you. In fact, you probably saw the shift from old man to Eska.
Yeah, you'd see the beard retract into my chin and the hair go
Like a
from
weird
grey to
AI.
black.
like beard goes up like spaghetti.
Yeah. And as I get down up to them, because I assume they're in somewhat kind of hiding type positions. I assume they're a little sort of crouched down or something. I don't know, but
To the walls?
Are you in?
Just like a red light, green light game. Red Rover. Send Eska down.
Got to block off that old man.
Anyway, as she gets close, she will adopt the same position as them and just whisper to them, I'm sorry. Didn't know what else to do. Let me let the others know they may be confused. And I will message Smokey and say, sit tight. The old man was me. I was just trying to get them to move back. And then I will repeat that message to Oh, well, I guess Smokey can answer.
Yep. Indeed.
You just get silence as he's kind of feeling a little bit scared that somebody's talking in his head.
Have I not done that to Smokey before?
I don't know.
First time, eh?
Yeah, I don't know that you have.
If he doesn't respond, Eska will say, immediately message him back and say, This is Eska. Let me know if you're alive.
Oh, okay. I'm alive.
And then she'll message him back and just say, just keep low for a moment. We'll work out what to do.
Okay.
And then she will send the first message to Badur.
I'll respond back with, need to stop doing this.
She will not respond to that. She will... I guess she'll say, so there is quite a presence down the main corridor. What do you guys think? I assume we would have to take this one of the side passages, but it does seem like there is a network there, but you guys are not quiet, so... no, let's not point fingers. We've all had our problems today.
I am going to point fingers.
What I'm saying is, it is difficult to proceed. Definitely, I feel like the main corridor is a no-go without violence, and I do not wish to hurt people I do not know are good or bad, if I can avoid it. These are just guards doing their job, to my knowledge right now. Also, that would potentially put a much more of a stamp on what we are doing and maybe bring down people looking for us. What do you all think we should do? do you want to attempt to move around?
Depends on what our objective directionally is. Is it necessary to move straight forward, or can we move around?
Do you want to get the other two to... Smokey is on the left and Bardo is on the right. Do you want to see if they are willing to look a little bit more down the corridors they're at, seeing as they are out of the main thoroughfare?
That would be a safer option. Worst comes to worst. Perhaps we could lure them on a false trail.
Try and
I
get
can
them out of
initiate
position.
a rather safe.
What was it?
Oh, to get them out of position so we can take the main route?
That's a possibility. I could utilize Kedox in a diversionary manner. I can channel my spells through him down a side corridor.
Interesting.
However, they would be on much more alert thereafter.
What do you guys think? Looking to the other two as well.
I think Cassette would be pretty scared, especially since she doesn't really understand what just happened, but knows this didn't work well at all. Whatever happened, it didn't go well, but we got out of it.
What the heck, guys?
So I think she'd be really worried. And probably just like say, whatever we do, we can't do anything on too high alert. We should get out of here and regroup. Maybe ask the other two who know the lay of the land down here. Maybe they can help us either get in a different way or with a distraction. But she kind of feels self-conscious too, like, because she's not particularly sneaky, so...
I guess to that point, how long do we have left on Pass Without a Trace? Would we estimate?
I hope Cosette remembers that stare Silvarius gave her about the clanky.
Everyone, like, fell around her, yeah.
It was the stealthy cat. Splash Factory.
It's an excellent question. It is an hour, so... how long would it have been?
That was, 10 minutes.
You've probably got a good 10-15 minutes left on this casting.
Okay. So, are we okay? I could message the two of them back and get them to explore a little down the side corridors if they are willing, and if that sounds like a good idea. I am very worried about the main corridor. That was at least 5 guards and a weave worm. That is a lot of collateral damage even if we win. Assuming that sounds like we're in mostly agreement, I guess I will shoot Smokey first a message and say, I think the guards are have stood down their alert. But obviously the main passage is a little too dangerous. And then I will recast it, and I'll say, would you be willing to check out the side corridor to the left there a little bit and see if you can work out if there is, if it seems to go round, or what is in that vicinity? And I could, either you could make your way, cast it again, you could make your way back to us afterwards, quietly if you wish, or if you have some way to message me, that could work too.
Yeah, see, I can go a little bit further from where I am, and then I can report back. I do not have a way to message. I don't know if all this goes through, but I'm just gonna keep talking.
Once it cuts off, I say, okay, yes, just work your way back to us when you're done.
Okay.
While they were talking, I told Kedox that I was like, tell them I'm going to take a look around. So while they were discussing, I was already starting to look around. So I don't know. I didn't know what they were doing, but since I was kind of off on my own, I just started to explore it a little bit.
Kedox is just kind of staring at you.
Yeah.
Is Kedox staying behind, or is Kedox going with?
Well, how does that work with, because like Savarius was talking with Eska, Cosette, and Claire, so it was like Kedox off the, like a phone off the hook. Ooh.
Can't you communicate sort of basic ideas? I thought.
He's not the greatest at communicating, but he can communicate. If he ever remembers to call back. So while you're within 100 feet, I'd have to double check that. You can communicate telepathically, and Kedox does not speak words. He can sort of create word pictures almost. So he would be able to communicate the concept of Bardoor getting ready to depart.
Okay.
But, it would be like sort of weird Pictionary thing. And so you'd see like Bardoor and then feet walking away, that sort of idea. But, you two know each other well enough that you understand what he means by that.
Okay. He'll say to Eska, like, or to the group, he's like,
Bardoor's already poking about.
Oh, good.
Okay, so let's follow Bardoor. James, if you will, to move Bardoor, if you will just hold down Alt as you move him, you're not like tied to the grid.
Uh-huh.
And then is Kedox going to go with?
well, he knows that the range is limited. Is the distance is through like passageways, right? It's not as the crow flies. Because on the previous map, I was pushing in that corner area. I counted it out, and it was pushing towards right around 95, 100.
Yeah, with normally, like, if it was just buildings, regular buildings, you would be able to, like you can communicate
the
through,
path would be
like a stone
around
wall or whatever.
Yeah, but this is like super thick underground.
This is thick metal, and based on the sort of you're getting like a little bit of interference, you suspect that there's probably some lead involved in this piping, and you would know that lead is bad for magical communication. And Eska, you would have noticed that too, actually. That it's like you're almost getting static.
So I was thinking, like going through Kedox's eyes, it's like,
Horrible cancer rates in Drakesburg.
like,
Like they live long enough for that to be an issue. So yes. Let me make sure I'm on the right map. Okay. So yeah, James, you have freedom. And Eli, if Kedox is moving, you can just move him along with. And again, just if you hold Alt, it gives you freedom of movement with regards to the
grid pattern. Yeah.
So back up at that corner, you do see, you can kind of see like there's a way through that passageway that's sort of like a quick right left. And there's a passageway that there's another like little jink there. One thing you notice is that there are a lot more crates and boxes around this area. Like a high number of these sort of crates and what have you.
Okay. I will just kind of scooch up around each corner and take a look down to see if I can see anything else. Like so, each time, I'll keep moving and then look down corridors. So then I'll go over here and take a look down what looks like this one.
Okay, so down here you've got another passageway that heads off to the left, and then the passageway curves around to the right away from you. The crates seem to stop at where that turn is off to the left. Like they go into that tunnel, and then you can't really see further beyond there as it stands. And then as that passageway curves around to the right, the crates seem to have stopped going down that route.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna kind of try to stay towards the outside edge of where these crates seem to be. And keep kind of working my way. I'm trying, and I want to kind of get like a feel for around the that sort of center corridor where all those guards were at. So
Gotcha.
That's kind of like my generalized idea, is to sort of like skirt that and see if it like kind of like the spokes on a wheel kind of like go in towards that, like that middle section. So I'll start to go north from where I'm at here.
Okay.
now I'll relay to the group that
Bordeaux has left my sight, and I cannot see any further.
Yeah, I just think that Kedox and Silverius are just like, lockstep. Yeah, I'm just like tell him this, and then he's just like conveying it to him. So I'm just like thinking it's fine. So that's why I just take off.
Okay. So as you come down this corridor, the crates stop right after that bend again. You see on the left there's a wide opening about the same width as the one you're in right now. Then there appears to be a very narrow opening, and then right at the end of your vision you see there's like another turn off to the left, and then the corridor you're in just kind of keeps going a little ways.
So I will go down to the first turn to kind of look down that to see if I can keep going going north.
Okay. What you see in there is there's another little jink type thing that kind of does one of these. And then there's another very thin passageway that leads out. And you do see in the bottom of, like, the center of that space, there is a large drain area. So you can hear the water trickling down there a little bit into the sort of the sub layer of sewers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go follow that. Would I be able to like get through there, or is it too thin?
You can. It's a bit of a squeeze. But you can get through there. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Take that.
you've got this skinny little passageway here, and you can see it sort of opens up into some other corridor. Yep. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh boy.
I would say you are getting towards the limit of your pass without trace, but it is still up.
Okay. All right. With pass without chase, that would be 38.
Okay. So it's tight, but you're able to sort of like just suck in a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit of your dwarven beer belly. And you kind of creep up to the edge here where this passageway exits. And you see you have a corridor here. A corridor opens up to the right as well. And that corridor to the right, you see light sources coming from the left, which would, from your perspective, it's not actually north, but it's effectively north on the map. We'll say. You can see sort of flickering lights that are leading down that passageway.
To the one that, even though it's not north, it's effectively north on the map.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll just draw a little thing to indicate that.
Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check. I'll just say there's light coming from there.
22.
Yeah, you do. You hear chatter. You can't distinguish what the chatter is, but you hear chatter. And just kind of earballing, you would guess at least it's a small group, maybe half a dozen, could be more if there are some not talking. Every now and then there's like a little burst of laughter as you kind of sit there listening.
Gotcha. I won't go that way then. I will go up that way to go to the left, sort of more towards the center.
Okay. As you head this way, say perception check is still active. You hear what sounds like maybe a couple of voices. Hard to tell what direction they're coming from, other than somewhere up ahead.
Okay.
In the tunnel in front of you.
Is there sort of like a little nook here?
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to tuck into that and look around the corner.
Okay. Keeping that 38 stealth, you poke around the corner and see a wall.
So I will go to the T section and kind of poke around a little bit, look both ways.
Okay. Looking right, you see more crazy mazy stuff to your right. Looks like a crossroads. Another turn off to the right, and then a T-junction. Those final two turns look like it's more of those weird narrow tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
To the left, you see maybe like, what is that, like 25, 30 feet away? You see a weaver in the corridor. Not looking in your direction, thank goodness. But it is close to where you're at.
All right. I am going to peel back where I'm at, or where I came from. I'm just going to retrace my footsteps and try to get back to the group.
Okay, make a history check to see if you remember which way you're going. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that many turns. Smokey.
Yes.
Oh, now when it doesn't matter.
13.
It's the best history roll you've ever made.
It's
That's not
true.
I think you've had a couple where you even rolled like high teens. But not often.
No.
Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
You are on your own. What do you want to do?
I would like to move a little bit further. Oh, do I have to hit? What is it? Alt?
Okay.
Wants to move a little bit further forward.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I was muted.
If it helps. Yep. Okay.
So I wanted to move a little bit further forward and see what's up in here.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to move into sight. I want to kind of move to the edge, but I can't.
Gotcha. If you hold down Alt, you can move more subtly. For now, I can let you move on this other map for a little bit, which is a bit more detailed. So we'll go with that. So yes, you can move yourself on this map as and where you see fit. So I think you were just coming up to where you could see that room. Was that right?
Yeah.
Let me give you one of those. So you see the room kind of opens up, and there are, again, a bunch of storage things here. You see a bunch of crates that look like they have seen some water damage. There's either a bunch of like cobwebs maybe down on the one, like the sort of opposite where like if there's like, well, there's 5 corners almost. There's 5 entranceways. But so if we're talking about this as if north is the top of the map, then it would be northwest. You can see what looks like maybe cobwebs or something nestled in at the bottom of the crates there. Be a fairly sizable amount of cobwebs. You see crates on the passageway leading basically north out of there. And then you can tell that there's a passageway behind the crates that are leading west away from you.
All right. I'll move a little bit further. Oh, do I hear anything? forward.
Make a perception check.
Move forward. I don't hear anything. I rolled a 1. So it would have been it would have been a 7.
So consistent. Staggering. Okay. You roll a very low number. Okay. You currently do not hear anything. Let me get a new stealth check from you as well, please. As you head this way. And you do still feel like the shadows are clinging to you a bit more still as that pass without a trace lingers.
18.
Okay. Is that with the +10?
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. All right, so which way are you headed?
I was gonna keep moving forward a little bit to about, say, there.
Okay. So that passageway opens up like so, and there's like basically a T-junction up ahead. You see another drain. One crate, looks like maybe on that back wall. And then you see passageways left and right. North of you, you see a passageway that opens up to the right that you imagine. In fact, you can see there's light coming in from the braziers from those guards.
Okay.
Off to the left. So you can see that light coming in up in here. And then there's the other passageway, sort of the northwest one. You can't see a lot of that because it twists and turns away. The crates kind of obscure some of the vision, and then it just disappears off north.
He is going to... He is going to just try to move back to the group. Because he's recognizing that he is not having good success with being
Like, you
stealthy.
guys, I am way over and over my head.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's going to try to make his way back to the group and just report what he's seen, and also report, I know I guess I might have to try to sneak back to them, but he's not doing so hot. So he's going to try to go back.
All right, let's bring everyone back onto the sewer map here, the bigger map. So we got this that's opened up a little ways. We got this guy. Kind of know that that's there. And so what I'm doing with this map is giving you an idea of what you have seen in terms of passageways. So it may not be a live count of everything that's active right now, but it's everything that you have so far seen, so you kind of get a feel for what's where. So I won't cover anything back up that you've seen on this map, mainly because it's also helpful for me to know where you've been. Bador, are you heading back too?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back, and assuming that everything goes well with that, I'm gonna convey that it is a maze and there are patrols everywhere, and there seem to be a lot of crates and a lot of guards for sewers.
Yeah, you can get back safely. Yoink.
K-Docs will follow him.
So the gang can reconvene. There's now 2 bar doors on the map. That's confusing.
Well, if,
because I've got that Hand of Aegis one from before. So there's a slightly smaller bar door standing with the group, and then a bigger bar door on his own.
So just for gameplay clarity's sake, so I can actually have a loose communication with key docs within the 100 feet, right? Like I don't have to actively be. I can set him up on a lookout if I needed to.
Yes.
Okay.
And he could. Yeah, you can communicate without having to like dip into his eyes.
Okay, then
Yes.
I'll have him just kind of stay in that little like corridor that we knew was close. Just kind of hanging out looking for things in case he hears something or sees something, and just let us know.
Okay. So yeah, he's hanging out there, and he can kind of pick up a little bit of some of the conversation. Because they're not just sitting there quietly; they are chatting. But the images that he's sending back are very confusing. I think he's struggling to keep up with conversation between a handful of different people, and basically, initially he's trying to just provide the sort of the imagery of everything that's being said, and it just becomes a clouded mess because there's just too much going on.
All right, so far as hangs the phone up.
Yeah, he eventually just says, just does 2 speech bubbles basically, and that's it. They're talking. Roll one more perception check for key docs, please.
Oh boy. Boop. 22.
Good to know. Okay, so Smoky Bar Door have rejoined with the rest of the group. Stealth checks were high enough to not cause a kerfuffle. So you are now all sitting at the end of this. Well, not the end. Basically, you're kind of back at the. It's the place where the stone changes over to the metal pipe. That's kind of close to where you're at right now. What do you want to do?
They've reported everything they saw, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
I did.
Yeah, I would as well.
Do either of you feel like going your way will be successful? That we can maybe circumnavigate?
I don't know about the way I went. I didn't go very far because I just keep making too much noise.
Yes, you certainly had.
But you're normally so quiet.
I'm just having a very off day.
My way was not. There were lots of twists and turns, and there seemed to be another area where there were quite a few guards, and I was making a turn, and there was another one of those big lizards. So it sort of seemed to be kind of a spot you wouldn't expect. I don't know if there was a patrol or what, but it seems weird. There doesn't seem to be a lot of open areas. Some of them were actually quite tight as well. I don't necessarily know if everybody will be able to get through there.
So where does that leave us?
There was certainly more to explore where I was, but I just can't seem to keep things quiet in Brasserie.
Badur, could you, if we were to go that way, do you have the ability to shroud us in shadow again? Or was that Smokey?
I have this ability too.
Yeah, I can do it again.
Oh, that is good that you can both potentially do it.
and gives us much more time.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to split up too much, because if we get separated, we could get picked off pretty easily. So if we can try to move slow, not through the center corridor, but
Slow and together?
slow and together, we pick a side and we just go, and we try to find a way around. I don't know how big this area is, but this is the type of fortifications for some place that is going to be, very very important. The fact that they have this much security in the sewers is there's something down here.
So
Yeah.
that... Oh. You go, Severus.
The other two talked about the portals down here.
Did that go through?
I think so.
That might be some sort of reason why there's this amount of protection. That or some sort of entrance to somewhere that they do not want someone to be, like Lavinia.
Yes, I can certainly see why she is stuck down here now. Once you get in, it's hard to get out without being seen.
Is there any way we can make contact, like, actually you can use your brain powers or anything to, like, make contact with her?
I don't believe I can. I have not experimented greatly, but it only seems to be fairly close. And as it is, there is all of this strange metal is making it hard for me to focus on it.
So you've got the ability to change your appearance, and I mean, I can do it as well. Maybe we could change ourselves to look like some of the guards, and maybe we could just walk around a bit.
The one thing for me is I cannot change my clothes. I might have been a guard if I could have shifted my full appearance, but the good thing for me is that if they tug my beard, it is real. Well, I mean, that is the same for you, but what I mean is, if you didn't have a beard in your other form and they tugged it, they would feel a beard. But I cannot create clothes, so I don't know if I can be a guard. Off duty. But then why would I be there? Yeah.
What's up with that old guy?
I don't know. He went right through here.
Strange.
I mean, I like the idea of staying close together and keeping quiet and just moving slowly, listening, and trying to make our way around. I think even if we gather more information, we will eventually end up having to do that.
I agree that we should be together, cautious and quiet. I feel if we take our time, we can find success even in minor missteps.
And a few of us have the ability to throw diversions out as well
Aye.
if they get too close again. But the thing to remember is that if they're too close, it's too late. If the worms are too close.
Just keep them at distance.
Yes, if we can keep away from the weave worms, we should be okay. If they get too close, we're looking at old-fashioned physical distractions.
Nothing we have not solved in the past.
Indeed.
We just need to find near under the cloud top. That was where they said she most likely was near.
Can any of you estimate, like, directions down here? I am... This is not my environment, so I struggle. But do any of you feel like you have a good sense of the direction of the above ground? You more scholarly types?
In theory, I feel like I could, but I don't know if I would be able to. Out of character.
Only one way to find out.
This is true. History, yay.
The one time none of us are cartographers.
I mean, I'm good with navigation tools, but I don't have any.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Very useful.
Or at least I don't.
Travis
You know what?
or-
I didn't write down what's in my explorer's pack. If I have a compass, that could be helpful.
I think compasses are actually really expensive. I know, like, magnifying glasses and stuff are pretty pricey.
Magnifying glass is like crazy, right? It's like 1,000 gold or something.
It was
Yeah.
more than I expected it to be worth.
Yeah, that's one of the more expensive, like, common items. No, I mean, I would think that, like, because of some of my previous life, I would have some experience in this.
I mean, you're a dwarf, and you're a mountain dwarf, so this is kind of like underground navigation.
Yeah, so
It's gotta be pseudo underdark.
yeah,
Gotta be
And you're a
underdim.
ranger. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this
Come on,
should be my
Barter.
wheelhouse, but at the same time, like, you know,
Come on, charge.
charge.
We didn't get any kind of clues outside of just destination about Lavinia, right? We didn't get any, like,
So I think they said that she was off one of the, like, close to one of the bigger rooms.
okay. So we know we're looking for a bigger room.
A bigger room and in the vague direction of the cloud top.
Okay, good.
Cloud lodge.
Cloud Lodge, yes.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
would,
said.
would be, I guess, a thing for us to kind of try to determine where that would be at in comparison. So then we could be like, if it is to the left or the right, then we can kind of go that whichever way.
Wasn't it like north down the corridor that we entered?
I will allow anyone who wants to think about this to make a survival check. See, it's not always history.
No.
Can I use my longbow skills on this?
11.
No.
oh, 24 from a natural 20.
Nice. 13.
$16.
Alrighty. So, Aska, you kind of do a little like visualization type thing. You've done a lot of like just generally surveying the land from the tops of trees. And you have a reasonable concept of scale and just where things, you can kind of remember roughly where things are from the sense of translating what it looks like from the top of the tree to the ground. And so as you're kind of processing this, you're kind of imagining yourself up high on the wall looking into the city. And knowing that you would have come in just to the side of the north gate, you would think that assuming that this large tunnel runs roughly north-south, then you would think the floating mansion would be to the left of that. Probably quite a ways away, but broadly speaking, to the left of this large tunnel. And you would also think that to the right would be where the castle is. And Smokey, you just kind of, you don't have quite this same mental journey. You get more of a gut instinct. Your tail twitches as you think about it, and you're like, it feels that. This isn't a deep knowledge. This is almost more just natural instinct is saying left. The rest of you are having a hard time placing it.
I'm thinking back now, and left feels right. No, left feels good.
I agree.
Which
That's a
is
better idea than what I had before, so let's do it.
okay. Yes, I feel like the castle is more towards the right, which would maybe, if you saw more security down there, that would explain that. And I mean, fingers crossed, the left won't be quite so patrolled as heavily.
Claire, Cosette. Give me an idea of what's going through your minds right now. I know Cosette had previously expressed unease.
Yeah, nothing much has changed. She's kind of hesitant to push forward, but she's not going to speak up if that's what the rest of the group wants to do. She's not going to lead it, of course, but
All right. Keto. As you're listening, you hear one thing does stick out. You hear the sound of the shift leader saying. All right. You jackasses, draw straws. Figure out which one of you is going to make sure that stupid old man left. And then there's some complaining.
When he hears that,
And then...
oh, he'll keep listening.
And then there's like... Well, there is a pause. And there's like some shuffling around. So there's an opportunity for him to do something.
That catches, like, if the pictures of like kind of alert catch Silvarius's attention, he'll go into full attention mode and, like, you know, go ahead and connect on in with Kedox in full control and pay attention.
So as you now listen through Kedox, you hear the sound of there's some shuffling about, and then some laughter, and you hear a voice you hadn't yet heard. Just I don't know why I've got to be the one to go, but so be it. With a sort of resigned tone. And then you hear some splashing footprints.
All right, he'll
Footfalls heading in the vague direction of south.
he'll go back into Silvarius himself and interrupt whatever conversation is going on.
They are investigating the old man. We need to decide our next steps with that in mind.
And I think that's a good place to call it for the night.
Woo!
We didn't die.
Yeah!
Not only did you not die, somehow you didn't fight.
We did lose Ratty, but... You know.
Oh, poor Ratty.
Poor Ratty.
He might still be out there.
We'll find him again. So, when the guard comes up, Eska just needs to turn back into the old man and pick up the head of the rat that Bardur decapitated. My Ratty! Just